Happy Halloween. What I've got here is Halloween chocolate pumpkin cupcakes. Pumpkin puree in here, big chunks of chocolate in there, and then a creamy frosting on top. Look at that. Absolutely delicious. Oh yeah. Let's go in the kitchen and make some right now. Right, to make our Halloween chocolate pumpkin cupcakes, first thing we're going to do is, what we have here is the pumpkin ingredients themselves, and we'll make some icing later. So let's go over the ingredients. We have the wet ingredients, these are going to get mixed together, and the dry ingredients. For the wet ingredients, what I have here is 1 cup of pumpkin puree. It's just you just get the canned pumpkin puree, not the one with the spice and all that for pie mix, just regular pumpkin puree. So it's 1 cup of that, a 1/2 cup of sugar, and again, I'm using my favorite cane sugar. You can use white sugar, either is okay. A 1/4 cup of melted butter, I've just melted that, and 2 eggs. Over here in the dry ingredients, the chocolate is separate. The dry ingredients, we have 1 1/4 cups of flour, and if you've got it, use cake flour. It's just a little softer, but if you don't have it, you just use regular flour, that's okay too. I do it both ways. The cake flour is just a little softer. And now what we have here is 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and a good dash of nutmeg. And then the chocolate, which is 4 ounces or 110 grams of chocolate broken up into little pieces. You can use chocolate chips too, either's okay. So first of all, let's get the wet ingredients all mixed up together here. So we're going to get the pumpkin puree into here. And then we're going to add in the brown sugar. I'm going to add the 2 eggs. All right. And then in goes the melted butter. Just toss it all in here, because what we're going to do now, we take the mixer, just mix that all up until it's nice and smooth. All right, about 1/2 minute on the mixer, and that is ready to go. So let's get this out of the way. Next, the dry ingredients. So we'll put the chocolate over here for right now, because we'll use that later. So in goes the flour, baking powder, salt, cinnamon, and nutmeg. And then all I'm going to do with them is just give them a mix to get that all distributed. So make sure that our spices are distributed throughout, and that our baking powder is distributed throughout. All right, that's looking pretty good. And now we're just going to add in the liquid. And all you want to do here is you want to fold it. You don't want to beat it hard. You just got to fold it in. So it's folding over, folding over. All you want to do is just until you get this just so it's all mixed in, so all the flour is wetted by the wet ingredients. Oh, it's smelling like pumpkin in here. All right, so now that's all in there. In goes the chocolate. Going to just mix it up just to get the chocolate into all the batter. And that looks like it's about distributed. All right, what I've got over here, I've prepared a couple of muffin tins and little cupcake papers. And they're just going to kind of sit up high in here, never go all the way down, but you know, the weight of this will take care of that. So just all I'm going to do now is divvy this up amongst these little cupcake papers. And now at the end of it, we just got a little bit left, so just go around and just even up Any that seem to be a little low compared to the others, give them a little bit more batter. It's looking pretty even all around. This guy here looks like he's got a big pocket, so get that in there. Don't worry if it's not perfect. You get a couple different sized cupcakes. That's okay. Alright, so we got all the pumpkin batter divvied up amongst the little cupcake papers here. The oven is just finishing heating up. It's at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. These are going to go in there for 20 minutes. Alright, so I'll see you later when these come out of the oven. And then we're going to let them cool and ice them. See you in a bit. Alright, now my oven runs a little hot, so I pull these out always a bit early, everything. It's gone 18 minutes, anyway between 18 and 20 depending on your oven. So what we do though is check it, we give it the skewer or toothpick test. Just run that in there. Oh, we had a chocolate in there. That doesn't count, but it should come out clean as far as the pumpkin mixture is. Chocolate, that's going to be melted. Alright, these are looking perfect. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to let these cool down a little bit just so I can handle them, and then put them on a cooling rack. I want these to cool complete, right down to room temperature. Then we're going to come back and we're going to make the icing. All right, so see you in about half an hour or so. Bye. All right, these have been cooling for about half an hour or so, and they're nice and cool, good. We don't want any warmth in there because that would just melt the icing. So perfect. Let's make the icing. What we have here is 6 tablespoons of butter sitting at room temperature, so it's a little soft. Here we have 6 ounces or 110 grams of cream cheese, also sitting at room temperature. We don't want this all stiff and hard to work with. 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then here I've got 2 1/4 cups of icing sugar, but because we always have to adjust a bit, always have a little bit extra on the side. So let's get a bowl in here. First thing I want to do is get the butter in here and this cream cheese. All right, that's ready to go. And then I'm going to beat these until they're nice and fluffy. Right, that's been about a minute. You can see nice and fluffy, creamy that is. Delicious. Not sweet yet because we haven't got our sugar in there. Let's get the vanilla in here. So what I'm going to do with the vanilla is first of all just mix that in. Now, we're going to mix in the icing sugar. We're not going to put it all in there at once. We're just going to put a little bit at a time in there. Alright. What we do is mix it in, add more, mix it in, add more, until we get it to a good spreadable consistency. Okay, see, I'm beating it until it's smooth before I add more in, because we don't want any lumps or anything like that in there. So in goes some more. All right, see that? That's a really good creamy, buttery consistency. And delicious. So now, take my favorite spreader here and just pull off the paper. Oh, that one broke apart. It's chocolate right there. All right, so pull the paper off and then grab some icing. Generous heaps of icing on top. I love, like, when I eat cake, I'm all for the icing, so I like to have a lot of icing. All right, there we go. That's one iced up Halloween chocolate pumpkin cupcake. Oh yeah, that's good, and gets all over the beard. So for those of you who don't have beards, this is easy to eat. Enjoy, and have a happy Halloween. Now, if you go to the link appearing on the screen, you can get the free printable recipe for Halloween chocolate pumpkin cupcakes on our website. Also, remember to check out our Patreon channel, where you can get access to kitchen tech, focus on ingredients, secret recipes, This is Japan, and many other videos for as little as $3 a month. So, now go print out the recipe. Have fun making and eating these fun cupcakes, and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.